that this Friday we have the test, the first written test. So I want to know if you have any problems logging into your Richmond platform. ¿Tuvieron algún problema para conectarse a la plataforma de Richmond? ¿Alguien?
Por mi parte no, teacher, pero hay algunas actividades esas, habría que completarlas ya.
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much, Pedro. So as we finish unit number 1, unit number 2, right? Como ya terminamos la unidad número 1 y la unidad número 2. So I'm going to send you the task of unit number 1. I'm going to send you today in order to do it until tomorrow. ¿Sí? La primera unidad las voy a mandar el día de hoy para que lo puedan hacer hasta mañana. Unit number 2, I'm going to send it tomorrow so you can do it on Wednesday. Sí, la unidad número 2 se las mando mañana para que puedan terminarlo hasta el miércoles. Y ya el jueves no tenemos clases. So, on Friday, we're going to see if you have any doubts. El día viernes vemos si tienen alguna duda antes del examen y luego empezamos el examen. Okay? So, on Friday, we're going to have the test of about unit 1, 2, and 3. Sí, vamos a ver hasta dónde llegamos en la unidad número 3. Si vamos hasta la mitad de la unidad 3, hasta ahí vamos a pasar el examen. ¿Ok? Any other doubts? ¿Alguna otra pregunta?
Disculpe, buenas tardes, teacher. Ya me registré, estoy en su lista. ¿Podría verificarlo, por favor?
Ok, lo voy a verificar después de la clase, ¿sí, Dana? But I think that yes. Sí, una vez terminemos la clase voy a mandar la lista de quienes me faltan y quienes están. So let's start, please, everybody. We're going to start because we start with unit number 3. We start talking about daytime, nighttime. You remember? So we start talking about activities that you do in your daily routine. Sí, vamos a hablar de las actividades que hacemos en nuestro diario, en nuestra rutina diaria. Like go dancing, go shopping, go to a party, go running, go to work. We have talked about go, get, have, and take. Those are the verbs. ¿Sí? Esos 4 verbos hemos visto. But we're going to remember. We're going to continue remembering. So let's move on. Because we did the listening activity. Sí, hicimos la actividad de listening. And we stay here. So let's remember a little bit about Michelle and Veronica. Sí, vamos a acordarnos un poco de Michelle y Veronica. Which of these activities they do. And the last class, you remember you told me, la anterior clase ya lo vimos. So today we're going to talk about frequency adverbs. Okay? We use frequency adverbs to say how frequently we do things. How frequently. If it's always, if it's never, it's sometimes, often, usually, not very often, hardly ever. Yeah, so let's remember a little bit about the grammar part. Vamos a acordarnos un poco de esta parte. And I'm going to call to Edson. Edson, the position of frequency adverbs. Where is the position? Let's remember a little bit, please.
Después del verbo to be o antes del...
De todos los verbos, de todos los otros verbos, right?
Okay.
Yes. Perfect. Thank you so much, Edson. That's correct. So frequency adverbs go before most verbs, but after the verb to be. Okay, so please be careful with the verb to be. Sí, presten mucha atención con el verbo to be. For example, I am always in the office. She is usually tired. Okay, so it's after the verb to be. Sí, después del verbo to be. But before most verbs. I usually get up. I often go dancing. I hardly ever go out. I sometimes watch a DVD in the morning. Yeah. What about with the expressions with once and every? What about with these expressions? So shall we listen to Dana? Dana, could you tell me, please, these expressions, we're gonna say once every plus day or once every plus a day. What's the difference, Dana? Dana, are you here? We say once day or every day. What do we say? Once day or every day?
Once every day.
Every day, right? We say every day, every week, every month. Yes? But what about with once? We're going to say once a day. So the difference here is the article. ¿Sí? La única diferencia aquí es el artículo. A. Once a day, once a week, once a month, once a year, or every day, every week, every month, every year. Okay? So that's going to be the difference. Let's continue doing these activities. Yeah, here you have. This is what we talk about. Esto es lo que acabamos de hablar. Please be careful with the verb to be, okay? Presten mucha atención con el verbo to be. Siempre es primero sujeto, verbo to be, y después frequency adverb. El adverbio de frecuencia. Now, here you have, right? We're going to say every day, every month. But here we want to know how often. Queremos saber qué tan a menudo hacemos una actividad. If it's once a week, if it's twice a week, if it's 3 times a week, 4 times a week, how many times? How often? If it's once, twice, or 3 times. Sí, quiero que se acuerden de estas expresiones. Once significa una vez a la semana, una vez al día, una vez al año. Twice, 2 veces. 2 veces al año, 2 veces a la semana, 2 veces al día. Or 3 times, 3 veces, 4 veces, okay? So that's going to be the difference between every day, cada día, every week, cada semana, every month, cada mes, every year, cada año. Yep. So let's please pay attention to this. We're going to do these activities. So we're going to see if you understand. Night duty. A duty son los deberes, ¿sí? Los deberes de la noche. Night duty. Denver General Hospital. So what about Dr. Klein, Dr. Benitez, Dr. Fuller? What are their duties during weeks 1-15, weeks 16-31? Look at the schedule and complete the sentences with always, sometimes, and never. Okay? Always, sometimes, and never. Here you have always, 100%. Sometimes, 50%. Never, 0%. So we're going to do this activity. Let's start with Samara. Samara, Dr. Klein works nights. Always, sometimes, or never? What do you think about Dr. Klein? Does he work always, at night, sometimes, or never? What do you think, Samara?
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. How do you know that it's sometimes? Why? Why do you think it's sometimes? If here you have weeks 1-15, tick. Weeks 16-31, tick. So it's, I think here it will be always, right? He always works nights. Always. Okay? Because here you have tick, here you have tick. In Dr. Mar Benitez, you don't have any tick. No, no tick. Dr. Ray Fuller, only 1 tick. So that's the 50%, right? Probably sometimes, I don't know. So we're gonna listen to Harold. Harold, what do you think about number 2, Dr. Benitez? Yeah, here you don't have any tick. What happened? Is it always, sometimes, or never? Harold, are you here or not? I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna see. Yeah, Jose Luis, you wanna participate? Yes, Jose Luis. So probably you wanna say? Jose Luis, what do you think about Dr. Benitez?
Teacher, tuve problemas de conexión y me entré en la computadora, pero creo que más o menos lo puedo entender. Always es siempre, ¿no?
Yes, always.
Sí. ¿Qué parte dijo que lo haga en el A? En el
So
number.
letter B, number 2. Dr. Benitez.
Creo que es never. Never, creo.
Yeah, he never works nights, right? He never works nights. Sebastian, you want to participate, right? Sebastian, what do you think about Dr. Fuller?
Sería sometimes.
Yep, that would be sometimes, right? Because it's only one tick. Dr. Fuller sometimes works nights. Vamos a repetir estas 3 palabras que son los 3 frequency adverbs más usados, los adverbios frecuentes más usados. Always. Sí, en su casa pueden repetirlo. Cuando vean una A y una L, siempre va a sonar como una O. Always. Always. Sometimes. 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 And the last one, never. Sí, aquí hagan la exageración con la V. La V chica. Never. Dr. Benitez never works nights. Okay, so now let's put in order these sentences. Shall we put in order here these words to make sentences, please, everybody? I'm gonna give you 30 seconds. Los que tienen su libro, voy a darles 30 segundos para que lean las oraciones, vean las palabras, cuál sería la posición. Which will be the correct position about these words, okay? Remember that we always start with the subject. Siempre empezamos con el sujeto y siempre terminamos con un punto. Yes? So, let's do number 1 as an example. Janet, could you help me with number 1? What do you think will be the correct position? Sorry. Yes, Janet? We can do it together. No, you don't want to participate? Okay, so let's go with Pedro. Pedro, let's try to put these words in the correct order. Yeah, remember that we're going to start with the subject, I. I what?
¿En qué página está? No la pillo, teacher.
This is page 142. Aquí en la esquina, en la parte superior, les aparece la página. Page 142. Yep. And here we have to put the words in the correct order. Yeah, so we're gonna see. Remember that it's always the subject, then the adverb, and the verb. Sí, primero el sujeto, el adverbio y luego un verbo. But if you have the verb to be, so please pay attention with the verb to be, we're gonna have the subject, the verb to be, is, are, and then the adverb. So Pedro, what do you think about the other sentence?
Sería I have.
Okay, if we have the verb to have, si tenemos el verbo have, so what would be the correct position? Sería primero subject, have, and adverb, or subject, adverb, verb? Subject, adverb, and verb, right? So ¿cuál es el adverbio?
Usually.
Usually. Yes. And the verb? No, the verb to have, right? I usually have what? I usually have...
Before 10 o'clock.
Okay, pero ¿qué es lo que tiene? I usually have what? Usualmente tengo...
Él toma café a las 10.
Before 10 o'clock, right? Antes de las 10. So, I usually have coffee before 10 o'clock. Yeah, Pedro, could you repeat? I usually have coffee before 10 o'clock.
Usually before 10 o'clock.
Yeah, but I usually have coffee.
I usually have coffee.
Yes, thank you. I usually have coffee before 10 o'clock. Now, what about number 2? Thank you so much, Pedro. Now we're gonna go to Jordi. Jordi, you're gonna do number 2. Okay. Sharisti, you're gonna do number 3. Ronatan, number 4. Nady, number 5. And the last one, number 6. Sebastian, yeah, you wanna participate? Okay, Sebastian, you're gonna do number 6. But Jordi, shall we start with number 2? Jordi?
Sería hi. Hardly ever go to the movies.
Perfect. I hardly ever go to the movies. Thank you, Jordi. That's perfect. I hardly ever go to the movies. Now, let's continue with Sharisti, number 3. Sharisti?
I watch.
Okay, what about the frequency adverb? ¿Y el adverbio de frecuencia cuál sería? I
always watch. Television in the evening.
Perfect, that's it. I always watch television in the evening, right? I always watch television in the evening. Thank you so much, Sharisti. That's correct. Now, shall we go with Ronatan? Ronatan, number 4.
Yes, teacher. I once a week go to the gym.
Okay, but remember that first of all is I, the subject, then the verb. ¿Sí? Siempre tiene que ir sujeto y verbo. So I Sí, Jonathan, vamos a volver a rehacer la oración. El verbo es go. I go.
Yes. I go to the gym once a week.
Perfect, that's it. Perfect, Jonathan. Yep, that's it. I go to the gym once a week. Yep, please everybody pay attention with the expressions, ¿sí? Las expresiones de frecuencia with once and every, they are gonna go at the end of a sentence, ¿sí? Esa es su posición, siempre van al final de una oración. I go shopping once a week. I get up late every day. Okay? I go to the gym once a week. Una vez a la semana. What about number 5, Nady? Could you please do number 5, Nady?
Yes, teacher. I sometimes I go to bed late sometimes.
No. What is the position of the adverb of frequency? The frequency adverb? I sometimes.
I sometimes to
Go to
go to
bed
bed
very
late.
Yeah, perfect. I sometimes go to bed very late. Yeah, that's it. I sometimes go to bed very late. And the last one, Sebastian, number 6. Yeah, Sebastian? Are you here, Sebastian? So let's try. Probably it's a little difficult for you, but let's try. I read or I go? Which verb? Sebastian, you want to participate or not? Probably Sebastian is not here. So shall we move with Fernando? Fernando, what do you think about sentence number 6?
I always
I always.
Before.
Okay, but we need I always and a verb.
Always. It.
I always read.
No, I always read. I always read. And siempre leo. Before.
Before.
In the
I go to.
sleep.
I go to sleep.
In bed.
Yeah, that's it. So we're gonna repeat it. I always read before I go to sleep in bed. Okay? I always read a book before I go to sleep in bed. So that is the sentence. We're gonna write that. Si tienen su libro, no les va a entrar ahí para escribirlo, pueden hacerlo en su notebook. Anyway, I'm gonna write it here. So I'm gonna write here the correct options, yes? So number one. Number one, it was. I usually have coffee. Yes, if you want, you can repeat after me. Si quieren en su casa, pueden repetir después de mí. I usually have coffee before 10 o'clock. Before 10 o'clock. Okay. I'm going to put a color. That way we can read. What about number two? So we have here, I hardly ever go to movies, right? I hardly ever go to movies. Number three, I always watch television in the evening. I always. Television in the evenings. Right? What about number four? I go to gym once a week. Yes, I go to gym week. What about number five? I sometimes go to bed very late, right? I sometimes go to bed very late. And the last one is I always read before I go to bed. I go to sleep in my bed. That's it. You have these sentences. I'm gonna put an animation. Okay, so that's it. You have any question about these sentences? ¿Todos tienen las oraciones? ¿Tienen alguna pregunta? Sobre la pronunciación o algún significado que no entiendan. No questions?
¿Está compartiendo pantalla?
Oh, pardon.
Es que no me aparece.
Okay, sorry Pedro. Yes, now I'm sharing my screen. Sharing my screen, and here you have the sentences. You have any other question about this? Okay, so everybody please, let's move on. We're gonna look at the pictures and write sentences using the adverbs of frequency that you have here. Always, once a week, usually, never, every day, okay? For example, picture number one, I at 6 o'clock. What would be this sentence? Everybody please, I want you to listen to Juan Carlos. Juan Carlos, what do you think about sentence number one? What is the adverb and what is the verb, the action? What is the activity?
Number three.
Pardon, number one.
First.
Yeah, the first one.
Okay. I always at 6 o'clock.
Okay, I always, but it's missing the verb. Pero ahí le falta el verbo. Yo siempre que. A las 6 de la mañana. I always what? ¿Cuál es el verbo? ¿Cuál es la acción? ¿Cuál es la actividad?
¿Cómo puedo decir apagar, digamos, off?
I don't think it would be turn off the clock, but it's...
Puedo tomar como despertar, o sea...
Yeah, That's the action. Get up.
I'll get up.
I
always get up at 6 o'clock.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So that's it, right? I always get up at 6 o'clock. Then what about sentence number 2? What is sentence number 2? Once a week. What's this? Dana? Any volunteer? Okay, Abigail, you want to participate? Abigail, what do you think about number 2?
Si no me equivoco, teacher, es I clean up once a week.
Okay, could be I clean my house once a week. I clean my sofa once a week. Yes, perfect. I clean my house once a week. Perfect, Abigail. Thank you. Sebastian, what do you think about number 3? What would be this action?
Sería I always take a shower before breakfast.
Perfect, yeah. I always take a shower before breakfast, right? Take a shower. This is the activity, to take a shower. Thank you. What about number 4, Edson? Please. Here we're going to use the verb to be. So please pay attention. Edson, en esta oportunidad vamos a usar el verbo to be. So what do you think? Edson?
Sería I am usually tired after work.
Perfect, Edson, that's it. Yes, I'm usually tired after work. Yes, I'm usually tired after work. Perfect. What about number 5? Shall we listen to Samara?
Number 6.
Number 5, pardon. What is this activity?
I never watch TV in the morning.
Yeah, perfect. I never watch television, right? In the morning. Never. And the last sentence, what about number 6, Sharisti? Every day. ¿Cuál era esta actividad? Go running. So Sharisti, Yeah, Sharisti, are you here?
Teacher, sería I every day.
Okay, but what is the activity? What is the activity? Go running, right? I go running every day. That is the activity. I go running every day. Okay? Clean the house once a week. I always take a shower. I am usually tired after work. Never watch TV. And I go running every day. Yeah, remember please to look at the activity. Acuérdense de nombrar la actividad. I go running every day. Okay, so let's take this quiz in order to know if you are a night person or a day person. Yep, let's figure it out. What time you like doing your activities? So here you just have to tick according to you. Sí, esto depende de cada persona. Are you a night person or a day person? Take our quiz and find out. I never get up before 8 o'clock on the weekend. I always go to bed before midnight. I usually stay home and watch DVDs on Saturday night. I am often tired on Sunday morning. I watch TV until after, pardon, here it's incorrect. I watch TV until midnight every night. I go to the late show at the movies about once a week. Yeah, so according to you, if you do those activities, just tick. Si hacen esas actividades, solo tiquen. Like for example, I never get up before 8 o'clock on the weekend. Yes, that's true for me. I always go to bed before midnight. Yep, sometimes, right? Not always, but sometimes. I usually stay home and watch DVDs on Saturday night. No, never. I'm often tired on Sunday morning. No, never. I watch TV until midnight every night. No, that's not me. I go to the late show at movies about once a month. No, that's not me. So I'm a day person, okay? According to this quiz, I'm a day person. Según este quiz, yo soy una persona de día. I like doing activities in the morning because I always go to bed before midnight. I usually stay home and watch DVDs on Saturday night. Yes, and that's it. Okay, so I'm a day person. What about you? What about you? Are you a night person? Are you a day person? So let's find out. Ronatan, what about you, Ronatan? Are you a night person or a day person?
Day person, teacher.
Okay, could you tell me why? Why? Because you always go to bed? Or because you usually stay home? Why? Why are you a day person? Which of these activities you like doing or you don't like doing? Sí, acá tiene 6 actividades. Según su respuesta, si es una persona del día. Which of these activities you like doing?
I often tired on Sunday morning.
Okay, so I am often tired on Sunday morning. Yes, are you often tired on Sunday morning? But are you a day person if you are tired on Sunday morning? ¿Será que es una persona del día si se cansa un domingo en la mañana? What do you think? Yeah, we're going to repeat this word. I am often. Yeah, when you see often, the T is not going to sound. La T se va a quedar muda. Okay? So we're going to say often. I'm often tired on Sunday morning. Yeah. And here, E, we're going to eliminate the E, right? Y también la E aquí va a ser muda. So we're going to say tired. La R y la D. I'm often tired on Sunday morning. What about you, Fernando? Are you a night person or a day person?
A day person.
Yeah, why? Which of these activities you like doing? Or you do?
because I get up at 6 o'clock, at 11 or 2 p.m. I go to the gym and listen to music and in the afternoon, I do homework.
Okay, you do
The
homework.
university. Yes.
Perfect. Yeah. So, do you always get up at 6 o'clock? Sometimes, usually. How often you get up at 6 o'clock?
I usually.
Okay,
6
perfect.
o'clock.
I usually get up at 6 o'clock, right? And then Fernando, he goes to the gym at 11 or 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, he's a day person because he sometimes get up at 6 o'clock. Do we have a night person? Anybody that is a night person? ¿Hay alguien que es una persona de noche? Jose Luis, what about you? Are you a night person or a day person, Jose Luis?
¿Se me escucha?
Yes, I listen to you.
¿Qué digo, teacher?
Are you a night person or a day person?
Eres una persona nocturna, me dijo, y a day person.
Yes. Which of those two kind of person are you? A night person or a day person? ¿Sí? ¿Qué tipo de persona es? ¿Una persona nocturna o diurna?
A night person.
A night person? Why? Why are you a night person? Which of these activities you like doing? Why you consider yourself a night person?
Number 2.
Okay. Could you read the sentence?
I always go to bed before my night.
Midnight. Midnight is correct. Midnight. Yeah, but do you think that's a day person or a night person? Si una persona se va antes, se va a dormir antes de la medianoche, is it a night person or a day person?
A night person, porque se está acostando tarde o...
Well, I think that I watch TV after midnight, that would be late, right? Pero si es antes de la medianoche, yo creo que es temprano. I mean, no se está desvelando. Yes? But if it's after midnight, si ya es después de medianoche, yes, I think that that's a night person because he likes doing activities during night.
Entonces,
right?
sería el fly teacher.
Okay. I watch TV after midnight every night.
Pero no sería televisión, digamos. No sé, yo estoy hasta más tarde, pero no mirando televisión, digamos.
Okay, what do you do?
de la carrera, digamos, los prácticos, todo eso.
So I do homework after midnight, every night. Yes? That would be your sentence. I do my homework after midnight every night.
I do my homework after midnight every night.
Okay, yes, that will be midnight. Okay? So that's the difference between a day person and a night person, right? The day person prefers to do his homework during the morning, in the morning. But the night person prefers to do after midnight. So now, shall we write 5 questions about this? What time do you start work? How often you go to the movies? Yes? Can we write questions about this? I think we already write. Creo que ya lo escribimos. Or not? Yeah. Remember when you have the question, what time? It's specific. We need to know the time. What time do you usually get up on Saturday? So on Saturday, I usually get up at 7 o'clock. Yeah, but how often do you get up on Saturday? So I sometimes get up at 7 o'clock on Saturday. How often do you go out with your friends? I sometimes go out with my friends. I never go out with my friend, right? Please pay attention to the question word. If it's how often, we need the frequency adverbs. If it's what time, we need to say the time, right? We have to say the time. What specifically is the time? So let's write 5 questions on your notebooks, please. I'm going to give you 1 minute to write your questions. Sí, voy a darles 1 minuto para que cada uno escriba sus 5 preguntas. And then I'm going to call each one of you to tell me your questions. Let's give an example. Yeah, we're going to give an example. Let's listen to who didn't participate. Let me check. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Let's start with Jordi. Jordi, could you make a question, please? With what time? Yes, a question with what time?
What time? What time do you? What time do you usually go to the movies?
Okay. What time do you usually go to the movies? What time? What time do you usually go to the movies? Do you go at 7 o'clock in the evening? Do you usually go to the movies at, I don't know, at 11 o'clock in the morning or at night? What time do you usually go to the movies? Right? That's one question.
Frequency.
Pardon, Jordi?
O sea, que ¿a qué hora llegamos? Mira, por así decir, ¿no?
Yes, what time do you usually go to the movies?
En las noches. Nunca me...
¿Eh? ¿No tiene una hora en específica? ¿No va a las 7, 8, 10?
No tengo una hora en específica. Solo que en las noches no.
For example, I usually go to the movies at, I don't know, at 8 o'clock sometimes, right? I usually go to the movies, or I sometimes, if you want to say sometimes, or hardly ever, depends on you. I hardly ever go to the movies 8 o'clock in the evening, right? Thank you, Jordi. So, what time do you usually go to the movies? I usually go to the movies at 1 o'clock. What about a question with how often? How often? We listen to Edson. Edson, could you make a question with how often? How often do you
How often take a shower?
Okay, but don't forget about the auxiliary verb, right? Do you?
And how do you?
How often do you take a shower? Perfect. So, Edson, how often do you take a shower?
Dos veces al día, normalmente.
Okay. Okay, how can we say that? ¿Cómo podemos decir 2 veces al día in English? I take a shower. Twice. Yes?
Twice.
A
Sí,
day.
sí. Twice a day. Twice a day.
Perfect. I take a shower twice a day. Perfect. Here you can also say I usually, right? I usually take a shower twice a day. I sometimes take a shower twice a day. Or I always take a shower twice a day. Yeah, it depends of your frequency. Depende de su frecuencia. Depends on you. Okay? So please, everybody start writing your questions. Yes? Let me share one more time this screen. So, one more minute. Un minuto más para que escriban sus preguntas. Yes? And then we're going to make the question in pairs. As you can see here, you have the activities, right? Have breakfast. What time do you usually have breakfast? How often do you have breakfast? What about go out with your friends? How often do you go out with your friends? What time do you get to work, right? What time do you get home? What time do you usually get home? I usually get home at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, or I don't know. Yeah, okay, we're gonna work in pairs and we're gonna make the questions to your partners. Yes? Ahora vamos a trabajar en pareja y vamos a hacerle las preguntas a nuestros compañeros. So everybody please let me look out for this. We're like 16, so we're gonna have 8 rooms. Yes? Remember to make the questions to your partner. Okay, so let's check if you understand. Nady, what is the activity that we're gonna do right now? Nady, ¿qué actividad vamos a hacer ahora? Yes, Nady, no? So right now, I want you to make these questions to your classmate. Yeah, at least 2 questions each one. Por lo menos cada uno que haga 2 preguntas. One with what time and the other one with how often. Yep. I just want you to make questions with this. Shall we start, please? So everybody, we're gonna start. In 10 seconds, you're gonna enter to this small room. And everybody, please, let's start talking. Let's start making these questions. Yes. Could you please enter to these small rooms? How can I move? So in which room is Harold? So let's move. Nate. Okay. What about you, Nady?
Yes, teacher.
So I'm gonna assign you to room number 1, okay? Assign to room number 1. Yes. Okay. Let's move on. Yeah, Nady, I want you to make questions to Jose Luis.
Okay, teacher.
Okay, perfect. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Yeah, so now I'm gonna listen to two classmates. Yes, I'm gonna listen to two students. I wanna listen to, let me check. I wanna listen to Jordi and to Dana. Yes, so Jordi, could you make two questions to Dana?
Yo le pregunto o ella me pregunta, teacher.
You make the questions, please.
Ya, ¿empiezo?
Yes, please.
Yeah. What time do you usually go to movies?
What time do you usually go to movies, Dana?
I usually go to the movies at 7 o'clock at night.
Okay. I usually go to movies at 7 o'clock at night. Perfect. That's a good answer. So now, Dana, could you make a question to Jordi?
Yeah. How often do you breakfast?
Do you have breakfast, right? How often do you have breakfast? Okay, thank you, Jordi. But now, Dana, could you make your question to Jordi? Can you make a question to him?
Yo le pregunto a Jordi.
Yes.
How often do you fix work?
How often do you finish work? How often do you finish work, Jordi?
I usually finish work at 18 o'clock.
Okay, so in that occasion, the question will be, what time do you usually finish work, right? What time do you usually finish work? Because you are telling the time. So I finish work at 6 o'clock?
8 o'clock.
Okay, I usually finish work at 8 o'clock. Okay, thank you so much. So now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do some exercise. We're gonna continue with this page, this website that you already know, right? I'm gonna send you the link of this page, and here you have sentences. Here you guys have to choose the correct sentence. Order the following sentences which contains adverbs of frequency, right? Which sentence is correct? Our teacher is often late. Our teacher often is late. Is often our teacher late? Often our teacher is late. So which of these sentences is correct? What do you think? Let's listen to Fernando. Fernando, which of these sentences you think is the correct one?
Our teacher often is late.
Yeah, what happened when we have the verb to be? ¿Qué pasaba cuando veíamos el verbo to be? What is the position? So the position will be before the adverb, okay? So it will be our teacher is often late. Yes? Si tienen dudas, you can go to this page. You can go to explanation, and here you have. Where is it, the position? Yeah, here you have word order. With the verb to be, we're gonna have subject, verb to be, and the frequency adverb, okay? You are always late. Our teacher is always late. So that's the position. Yes? I'm gonna send you please this link. I just want you to do the first page and then continue with the next page. Next page, and you have here 10 exercises. Please read the sentences, read the questions well, and choose the correct one. Only choose the correct one. Yes? I'm gonna share you the link. Ahora mismo les paso to your WhatsApp. Okay. Here you have the link. Yes, this is an easy activity. So please, for this activity, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes. Sí, para esta actividad que es fácil, solamente escoger la opción correcta, voy a darle 5 minutos. You have 5 minutes to do this exercise. Yeah, once you finish, you send me the answer. Sí, una vez que terminen, me mandan un screenshot de su nota final.
Es de las primeros 5, ¿no?
Pardon?
Los primeros 5 hay que responder o
No,
sí.
10. The next page. You have 10 sentences. Sí, son 10 oraciones. Then you press next page. Okay. How are you doing? Have you finished? What about now? Yeah, could you please send me your answers to my WhatsApp? How is it going? Okay, thank you, Harold. I received yours. Yeah, I already have yours too. Thank you, Abigail. So, how is it going? Perfect. 10 out of 10. Harold, you have 8 out of 10. What happened? ¿En cuál se equivocó, Harold? Fernando. 8 out of 10. In which two do you have mistakes? 7 out of 10. What happened here? Okay, so probably we're gonna do the first one. Yes. Thank you, Samara. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Pedro. I received yours too. 5 out of 10. What happened, Pedro? Okay. So everybody please pay attention. Now we're gonna do it together, the second exercise. And here the same. You have 3 options and you just need to choose the correct option. So we're gonna start with, we're gonna start from the beginning, from the top. Abigail, please. Abigail, what do you think about the first sentence? Tom to the radio. What do you think?
Tom never listens to the radio.
Perfect. Never listens to the radio. Everybody please pay attention. Here we cannot mix. Si no podemos tener dos negativos acá. We cannot say he never doesn't listen. He doesn't ever listen. No. No podemos, no nunca, right? No nunca escucha. No, it's not possible. So we're gonna use only never. Tom never listens to the radio. What about with number 2? Let's go with you, Dana. Dana, number 2, please. It's a question, right? Sí, para las preguntas siempre tenemos the verb, the subject, and then the adverb. So Dana, what do you think would be the correct option? Is always your teacher in class on time? Is your teacher always in class on time? Yes, Dana?
Is your teacher always?
Okay, is your teacher always in class on time? Okay, then we're gonna check. What about number 3, please? Let's go with you, Edson. So here we have hardly ever. He hardly ever does his homework. He doesn't hardly ever do his homework. He hardly ever doesn't do his homework. What do you think, Edson? What do you think will be the correct option?
Doesn't hardly ever.
Okay. He doesn't hardly ever do his homework. We're gonna check. Thank you. What about here, Janet? Janet, number 4. Jose Luis, you're gonna do number 5, okay? Janet, number 4. Jose Luis, number 5. Janet, he to class.
He doesn't.
Okay.
He doesn't always.
He doesn't always go to class. Thank you. Jose Luis, number 5.
Cookie dinner every day.
Alice Anton cook dinner every day.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Cook dinner. Thank you, Jose Luis. Now let's move on with Juan Carlos, Fernando, and Nady. Juan Carlos, you're gonna do number 6. Yes. Fernando, number 7. Juan Carlos, what do you think about number 6?
Number 6.
Yes. Remember subject, frequency adverb, and then the verb.
She hardly
ever.
was one.
Okay, she hardly ever has wine. Fernando, number 7.
What time do you usually get up at the weekend?
Okay. And that's the questions that we have been practicing. Nady, number 8. Pedro. Okay, Harold, you can do number 10. Pedro, number 9. Nady, number 8. Pedro, number 9. Harold, number 10. Nady, what do you think about number 8?
We have always breakfast at home.
Where are you? Number 8? Can you look at the screen?
At home.
¿Qué oración está leyendo? ¿Está leyendo el ejercicio 1 o el ejercicio 2? Aquí puede ver la pantalla que le estoy compartiendo. Yeah, so let's move with number 9. Pedro, what do you think about number 9? Nady, venga aquí a ver la pantalla y es el número 8. Pedro, what do you think about number 9?
Mark always is busy.
What happened with the verb to be, Pedro? What happened with the verb to be? ¿Cuál es la posición del verb to be?
Entonces sería primero el Mark is always busy.
Busy, right? Mark is always busy. Okay. Yes, Nady, now you have number 8.
Yes, teacher. Don't often admit.
We don't often admit our mistakes. Okay. Now, Harold, could you do number 10? Yes. I know that your microphone doesn't work, so you can write here. Letter B. My brother sometimes reads comics. Okay, so let's check our answers. And we have one mistake, that is number 3. So here, he doesn't hardly ever do, so he hardly ever does his homework. Sí, acuérdense que hardly ever it's like never. But here you have the explanation. The adverbs never and hardly ever have a negative meaning, right? Remember that we cannot combine, we cannot mix negative plus negative. Acuérdense que no podemos unir negativo con negativo. Yes? Don't, never, don't, hardly ever, no. They are used with a positive verb. So he hardly ever does his homework. See? a veces, casi nunca hace su tarea, right? No podemos decir él, no, casi nunca. He hardly ever does his homework. So what's going to be your homework? Everybody, please pay attention. Your homework is going to be exercise number 3. Here you have to write. Yes? Please, here on page number 3, exercise number 3, you have to rewrite the sentences. Rewrite, porque ya tienen las oraciones acá. No tienen que volver a escribir. But using the adverbs of frequency in the correct position. Yes? Si tienen dudas, here you have the explanation. Here you have the word order. What is the correct position? Yes? So, your homework is to do exercise number 3. Only that page. Once you finish, please send me a screenshot. Si una vez terminan de hacer este ejercicio, me mandan su nota. And we're gonna see the mistakes. Okay? Any other question that you have? So let me check. Abigail, what is the homework?
Hacer el ejercicio 3, la página 3, y mandárselo, y también la unidad 1 y 2 en el Richmond.
Yes, but today I'm going to send you only unit number 2, only unit number 1. Yes? Homework. Do this exercise and send me your grade. Yes? At the Richmond platform, do unit number 1. Sí, esto yo lo voy a asignar en este instante. La unidad 1 ahorita les voy a mandar. So you have until tomorrow. Okay? Thank you so much, Abigail. So that's going to be the homework. See you tomorrow. Please be on time. And let's start doing, yes, the activities. If you have any questions about unit number 1, so tomorrow you can ask me. Si tienen alguna pregunta de la unidad 1, algún ejercicio que no entendieron, no se olviden de comenzar con mayúscula, terminar con puntos. Si ven un question mark, ahí hay un punto, entonces empezamos con mayúscula. Sí, todo eso revisa la plataforma de Richmond. Si está con mayúscula o minúscula, está bien o está mal. Sí, tengan mucho en cuenta eso. Okay. Yes, Edson, you have a question?
Sí, quería compartir un momento mi pantalla, si no sé si se refiere a estas unidades de la plataforma Richmond. Porque si dice que va a habilitar y así enseguida.
Sí, ahorita voy a mandarles y les va a aparecer. Sí, son esas unidades.
No sé si son estas porque ya estaba haciendo, no. Bueno, indicarle también que en una no me recuerdo en cuál de estas preguntas había un error. Yo escribí una palabra y automáticamente se escribió otra. No entendía por qué y me calificó mal. No me acuerdo en cuál era, pero lo estaba haciendo. Hay un error.
Si a alguien más le pasa esos errores, pueden tomar ese rato un screenshot y pasármelo para que yo se lo pase al coronel y lo corrijan. Santillano.
¿Sí? Está bien, entonces lo voy a buscar donde está ese error, es que ya lo hice, ya la anterior semana estaba avanzando.
Ok, Edson, perfect. Si ya lo hizo, creo que ya no lo tiene que hacer. Pero los demás, los que no lo hicieron, so please, that's the unit number 1, right? Those are the whole activities that we need to do.
Está bien, teacher. Solo ahora eso. Y otra cosita más, teacher. Yeah. El workbook, la fecha de presentación era el 17. No sé si se mantiene, sigue esa fecha.
Sí, se mantiene esa fecha el 17.
Bueno, está bien, teacher.
Sí.
Una dudita más,
porque algunos recién se están comprando el workbook. ¿Perdón?
Una dudita más. Con respecto al examen, en el anterior semestre nosotros hicimos 2 exámenes. No sé si se va a mantener esa metodología, que era oral y escrito.
Sí, sí, así es. El viernes dejamos el escrito y el sábado es el oral.
Ah, ya. Gracias.
Sí, es lo mismo. Sí, el sábado es el oral en pareja. Yo voy a mandarles la lista de a qué hora tiene que entrar cada pareja. Okay. So that will be all if you don't have any other question. So we're gonna finish the class right now. See you tomorrow. Yes. At I think it's at 1:45. Yes. So see you tomorrow at 1:45. Hope you have a beautiful afternoon and take care, please, everybody. Okay? Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, teacher.
Bye, miss.
Hi, teacher.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, teacher.